Well, good day. Thanks again for joining us on another episode of Q and CCA. I believe we're at the dozen mark with episode 12. Thanks for joining, and thanks to all of you who've watched all of these through. I hope you've enjoyed watching them as much as I've enjoyed making them. We've really enjoyed matching or getting our winners connected with one another, highlighting the different companies that we have as winners coast to coast. It's been a lot of fun, and today I'm going to allow Joanne to introduce herself and her company, but I'm here with Joanne Sallay, a Toronto winner. And Joanne, why don't I allow you to introduce yourself and tell us more about your company?
Thanks for having me, Jeff. My name's Joanne Sallay. I'm the president of Teachers on Call. We're a personalized tutoring service. We provide one-on-one support by professional certified teachers in all subjects and grades, everything from kindergarten all the way up to grade 12, reading, writing, numeracy skills, math, science, French, really everything. And we support students with their learning goals. Now, my mother, Rona Sallay, founded the business over 35 years ago. We're a proud family business. It traditionally started with in-person, in-home support. My mom had recognized the need for academic support out of the classroom. But throughout the years, we evolved, and in addition to our in-person, in-home tutoring service, we also expanded to provide in-school, on-campus support, as well as online learning and online virtual tutoring over the past couple of years. So that was the most recent add-on, and now we're in the throes of the pandemic, which we may or may not be talking about later on in the show, but at the current moment, our focus is on the online tutoring platform, which has been doing really well.
Great. Well, thanks, Joanne. And we are going to talk about it because I can't believe it's over 4 months ago that you had reached out to say, I'd like to be a participant in this. And I said, I'd love for you to be a part of this, but not yet. We had just highlighted a couple schools. There was a couple, a music school and a dance academy, part of our schooling categories. But I was intentional to say I'd love for Teachers on Call to be a part of this. But I think right now, let's hold off because I think closer to September, it may be a hotter topic. And it definitely is. I know as a parent, and if any parent is watching this, you're kind of standing at the edge of a cliff wondering what is the right what is the right way to feel definitely about sending kids back to school. What options are there available to you? And this is coast to coast. So, I'd like to hear more about the services you offer that you've switched to since March, and how this is going to continue for you and your business into the fall as most school boards are sending kids back into the classrooms.
No, that's a great question. And thanks for being such a planner, Jeff. I love your series. I've been following it closely, but you saved me for back to school time, which is probably perfect and opportune. So as I alluded to before, as I mentioned, we traditionally were providing in-person tutoring in addition to online tutoring prior to the pandemic. But once the pandemic was declared in March, we realized the safest option for our tutors, for our families, students, and really the community at large was to put in-person tutoring on hold and to concentrate fully on our online tutoring platform. And this was really for all subjects and all grades, the students as young as kindergarten all the way up to grade 12. I have a son who was in SK at the time, who's entering grade 1, and he started on March 23rd with online tutoring. So, and it's been going really well. He's still going. So I'm a parent of 2. I have a 3-year-old and a son as well who's entering grade 1. So I understand that the challenges and tough choices that parents have to make this fall firsthand. I'm in that situation myself, so I really, my heart goes out to all the parents. I fully understand where you're coming from. So on our end, on the tutoring platform, since March, we've been providing online one-on-one tutoring. So it's the same relationship, one-on-one based model that we've always provided for 35 years, working with the same tutor, consistently. And so you still have that same quality relationship. The only difference is that instead of being maybe in your kitchen, in person, we're in your kitchen, but like in my kitchen, but virtually. So it's still really a great quality one-on-one approach. It's just fully online, as we feel that this is the most effective given the situation we're in, and it's really the safest safest solution at this point in time, and it's been extremely well received. You know, we started this in March 100% for our business. We continued through for summer enrichment for anyone who wanted to continue, whether it was enrichment or remediation, or summer school courses for the high school students. And now for the fall, our plan is to continue with online tutoring fully. You know, we do, you know, hope for a return to normalcy. We look forward to when we can continue to provide our in-person services on school campuses and, you know, in your homes. But at this point in time, we really truly believe the most effective and safest solution is to continue with our online tutoring service, and that's really what our focus is going to be for the fall. And that really can complement parents with whatever they decide. This can complement whether you send your child back to school in person or whether you decide to opt for distance remote learning. It's really something that can complement really whatever parents decide this fall, because it's really a personal choice. And there's no right or wrong answer in my book. So we're here to help support families with whatever school looks like for your child this fall.
Well, thanks, Joanne. I mean, that's it, and it's true. It is a personal choice. You know, as sort of in the circles of, I can't say I'm a young parent, but with parents with young kids, you know, there's just a lot of posturing about, you know, what's the appropriate thing to say, and there really is just a personal choice. But I've spent some time on your website, and you know, I really like everything that you have laid out. And you mentioned, you know, the stuff that you know, tutoring can complement no matter which decision someone makes. I know, looking at your website, you know, there's a lot of there's so many great things that you guys have to offer. I was even thinking, you know, there's a couple of things. One, as it relates to, you know, perhaps there's, you know, not all extracurriculars are opening up. You know, that kids would go back to outside of school. And I know just from, you know, looking through your website, you know, you've got lots of great options that, you know, help kids stay engaged and learning and growing, and that's so important. And I liked also what you mentioned about, you know, you remain with the same teacher for that connection, which I think kids appreciate as well. Now my son is 3, and so, you know, not necessarily tutoring, but I did find on your site your blog, and it's full of great stuff. You know, on a rainy day, I struggle with, you know, how to keep my son engaged. You know, we can't just go burn around on his scooter. So I do want to mention your blog, because, you know, maybe you talked about, you know, shifting to online. This isn't just for people in Toronto. This could be for all our winners who are watching this who have kids, no matter what the ages. I do recommend going to your site, but especially if you've got some younger kids, your blog is great. And I'd like you to tell me a little bit more about the blog portion of your site and its purpose.
Well, thank you so much, Jeff. You absolutely made my day. I'm thrilled that you've been enjoying the Teachers on Call blog. But one thing just to go back to, just for anyone watching to know this, while our in-person service was predominantly in the Greater Toronto area and within Ontario, our online tutoring service really goes throughout the entire province and throughout the country. So we can, you know, help students all throughout Canada. A few weeks ago, we had our first student in Kamloops, which was pretty exciting. So the power of online. So we can certainly help students across Ontario and across the country with professional certified teachers. But back to the blog, because that's what we're talking about. So we always have this great Teachers on Call blog. I think we're always looking to provide parents and families and students with just great ideas and fun activities, you know, that things that make learning fun. I'm a big believer in making learning fun, whether that's learning through cooking or learning through nature, or, you know, learning through really great books that are coming out. And so we have this blog, but we really did amplify it during the pandemic, because we're really looking to give parents and families and students as many creative ideas as possible to continue learning during this really challenging and unprecedented time, and to make it as fun as possible. So we really try to cover, you know, ideas for really everything, whether it's continuing French and how to use Netflix to continue with French over the summer, or how to, you know, or ideas for math or for reading and writing skills. We really try to cover the gamut, and really for all ages, for elementary and high school students. And then another fun initiative that's on our blog is we introduced in July. It's called Hooked on Books. And what this is that every week on our blog, we feature a Canadian author and their latest book. And we do an interview with them, and we learn about their inspiration, and we learn about the latest book that's coming out that families might like to either purchase or get from the library. And then to really have a little fun with it, we do a Hooked on Books giveaway on the Teachers on Call Facebook page, and we give that book away. And it's really fun because the author actually does the picking of the winner and does a little video to announce the winner. So it's really great because we get to learn about a Canadian author, and we get to learn about their latest book, and we get to meet them on the Teachers on Call Facebook page. So that's been a fun initiative that has come out through the pandemic. And again, we're just really looking to make learning as fun as possible and to give families like yourself, as many ideas as possible. And while our tutoring service is really aimed for school-age children, so your son's a little young for us, but our blog is really aimed for learners of all ages and can even start as young as preschool with young ideas.
Very cool. I love that the author contest. What a great initiative. So I hope that continues. That's awesome.
Well, thanks for reading our blog. You made me really happy.
Okay, so shifting gears, Joanne, I've had the pleasure of meeting you and Michael for a number of years here in Toronto. You've been a Consumer Choice Award winner for multiple years. I'd like to hear from you about, I can see the plaque in the background, and if I squint a little bit, I can see maybe our logo on the bottom of some literature there. But really, for those who are watching who may be a first-time winner, or maybe need a reminder, I'm always interested to hear, what is the Consumer Choice Award to you guys? What does it mean for your business?
I had a feeling you were going to ask me that, Jeff. I had a feeling that might be the grand finale, but I'm glad you did ask. And it's truly an honor for us. This is our 4th year being awarded the Consumer Choice Award for Tutoring Excellence. And every year it's just as meaningful, if not more. And I think that's because it's a very well recognized award across Canada, and it's an award you can't apply for. So it's not something we applied for. It's something you're awarded and you're recognized with for making a difference in your industry. And to me, that's really incredible to be voted that versus something that we ourselves applied for. So it's a real honor to know that we were selected, amongst all the different wonderful companies out there, that we were selected as the winners for tutoring in the Greater Toronto area. So that's been a great honor. And through that, we've made a lot of friends through the Consumer Choice community. It's been really amazing. I mean, most years we get to go to the gala and we get all dressed up, and we've made a lot of friends, and we've kept in touch with a lot of people. We've met a lot of other great companies, many services we ended up using because we recognize the power of this award, and we've used that to help guide some of our decisions and, some of the services that, we've needed to hire in our personal lives. And I guess lastly, just to conclude, as I said, it's been great to be supported just by the Consumer Choice team. I believe you're a family business just like we are, so we hold many similar values, and we felt very well supported, throughout the 4 years that we've won, but especially this year during the pandemic. It's obvious how much the Consumer Choice team, as a head office team, how much you support your winners, and during the pandemic, coming up with innovative things like this web series. It's just really appreciated, and it's really special to be part of this community. We're really grateful, and fingers crossed for year number 5 next year.
That's great. Well, thanks, Joanne. I really appreciate all those things that you shared. And I appreciate your time, as I'm sure all of you who've watched as well have. So thanks, Joanne. And, if you missed a couple of things that Joanne was mentioning about Teachers on Call, you can always scroll back and see some of those links that we've probably put up. I really am a strong believer in what Joanne and Teachers on Call are doing. I've really enjoyed looking through their website and looking at the resources available. I think the timing is really key, as parents are apprehensive about what this fall is going to entail for their children. And Teachers on Call has lots of great resources available to you, whether it's their one-on-one tutoring services or, just as I mentioned, lots of really cool activities and contests through their blog portion as well. So thanks, Joanne, and thanks for taking the time. Really, really appreciate you reaching out and then waiting so long to be to participate in this. But I really do think that the timing worked out great, and I look forward to, hopefully we'll see each other at a ceremony in the very near future when things hopefully return to normal very soon. So thanks again, Joanne, and thanks again all those who are watching. Look forward to episode 13. I will mention that I am going to take a couple weeks of a break We've got a lot going on at CCA over the next few weeks as we ramp up for our fall market launches. So I need to put my attention there. That's priority. So we'll return in a few weeks with episode 13. And before I sign off, I was prompted by something Joanne mentioned just before we were about to have this call, that do I use my regular camera on my computer? These things look so good. And I told her, I just use the regular camera on my computer. The reason why these things look so good is because behind the scene, Kate Cross works her magic. So those winners across Canada who've worked with Kate know how awesome she is. So Kate, I know you're watching this because you do the editing. So Kate, on behalf of myself and everyone who watches this, thanks for, as always, the amazing work that you do. Kate has the hard part. I ramble on for about 20 minutes and then I tell Kate to cut it down in half and leave it at that. So thanks, Kate. We appreciate all the great work. So thanks, everyone. I look forward to returning in a few weeks. And in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your summer and we'll be in touch soon. Have a great day.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye. Thanks.